Welcome. 10 things I wished I knew earlier in my career that would have boosted my social capital. Now, as long as you're working with people, you need to be working on your social capital. Because you know why it is capital? Because you use it to create opportunities for yourself. Look, I've spoken to thousands of career professionals, and I will tell you for free that a good number of career professionals still think that people don't matter. They do, because you do. Imagine someone else thinking them having a good working relationship with you does not matter. And that is why I am going to be giving you everything you should be thinking about when it comes to your social capital and the things that I have personally learned that would work for you. Okay, the first one is this: the best sound to anybody is their name. Okay, and I want you to capitalize on it. The best sound to anybody is their name. Normalize calling people's names during interactions with them. Okay, even when their attention drifts away, once you hold them by their name, they come back fully into the moment. So you're having conversation with someone, and then as you're having the conversation, you just say, Sarah, I wanted to remind you that we had this conversation 2 days ago, and these were my points of views. These other views were yours, and this is what we ended up going with. You calling their name gives them some kind of, oh, I am being identified, I am being referenced, someone thinks I am important. It doesn't feel like it in the moment, but that is how they feel when you call their name. When someone calls my name, I cannot turn, because you're basically saying, hey, come back here. So in working with people, in talking with people, in having conversations with people, learn to call them by their names, especially your bosses. Call them by their names and see how it goes. Okay, so the best sound to anybody is their name. Normalize using it in conversations. Okay, number 2 is this: being critical of someone else's ideas will make them defensive. Look, ideas are what they are, ideas, and it is okay for ideas to coexist. Okay, so instead of using the word but, use the word and. These are my views and these are your views. It's not these are my views but these are your views. Like, don't talk down people's ideas, don't talk down people's thought process, because that is what they bring to the table. Their ability to think through situations and come up with solutions is what they bring to the table. So it's like you fighting their coexistence at work. So when you're dealing with people, remember that. Do not be critical. Your ideas can coexist with another person's ideas. It doesn't matter if the ideas don't make any sense. Find a good way of acknowledging and validating people rather than bringing them down. And you don't necessarily have to go with every single idea someone brings up. You just need to be wise when you're dealing with people. Okay, so don't be critical of people's ideas. Don't just shut people down because they didn't get defensive and you're not going to get the best out of them. Okay? Number 3 is this: you need to practice how to celebrate people. It is not always about you, and I find it really difficult, especially with people who think life revolves around them. It does not. And one of the last things I'm going to say in this video also talks about you letting go of self. It is okay to celebrate other people, to put up other people in the spotlight. There's nothing wrong with that. If people have demonstrated good work ethic, people have been nice to you, people have done, no matter how little it is, talk about it. So for instance, one of my team members goes out of their way to get me fruits in the morning. Goes out of their way, like there is a place where we can actually pick our fruits. and then this person goes out of their way while they're trying to get their fruits. I didn't ask. They just said, "Oh, can I get you fruits?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." And they went out of their way to get me fruits. Every morning once they come through, once they go get theirs, they get mine. You need to find a way to appreciate them. You need to remember it. These are tiny little things. Or someone goes out of their way, works on a project for you outside of your normal working hours just to make sure you meet a deadline. You have to appreciate it. Okay? Someone goes to get a cup of water and gets another cup for you and just says, "Oh, I just feel you should take this water," or "I just feel you would need this." It's just celebrate them. Okay, so find a way to celebrate people. Someone just joins your team on day one, and just on that day one they've been able to achieve so much. It's fine for you to call them out in your group chats or whatever, and appreciate them for what they've done. Okay, the fourth thing I'm going to tell you is this: loyalty is the best tool that you would have in your tool set. You need to learn to be loyal to your bosses and to your teammates. Loyalty is key. Okay, do not throw people under the bus. Throw your bosses under the bus. Throw the people you work under the bus and expect to rise. You need to learn how to see things from like a team perspective. If your work isn't going the way you want it to go, practice taking responsibility as a team rather than you saying, "I've done my own part, this person was the one who failed," or however it is you want to say to talk about it. It signifies strength. When other people are trying to beat down your boss, say bad things about your boss, bring them down, all of those things, especially where it matters, make sure you're standing up for them. It is key. It is important that you do that. Loyalty gets rewarded. Okay? The fifth thing you need to think about is this: complaining has no upsides. When you're dealing with people and someone hurts you, find a way to communicate to them what they have done rather than complaining to people who would do nothing about it. So complaining has no upsides. What you need to do is stick to the facts, what has happened, and then go and have that conversation. I am for having conversations with the right people that can actually make a change happen. Okay, so instead of complaining about this person, complaining about that person, try to identify who can actually help you solve the problem, then go to them with the facts and have the right conversation. The sixth thing I'm going to say to you is this: the easiest way to be a person of influence is to support a system or a person that is already set up to win. Now, this is quite political, but there is still some social instincts and concepts in there. Now, when you join a team or you in your workplace, you will see, as again, I've worked in different dynamics, and I can tell you for free that the politics in any gathering is there at work as well. Okay, so if you look at the dynamic of your workplace, you will see that the person who has the ultimate responsibility and is the ultimate decision maker, as some people he relies on, he trusts, and probably would not make any decision without them. Now, those people also have their many people, many support that they rely on to be able to do the work they need to do to continue to earn the trust of the ultimate decision maker. You need to identify the pod that you will join. And you joining a pod, being identified with a set of people at work, does not mean you become the enemies of others. This takes wisdom. Okay, but you need, for you to be a person of influence, for you to bring change on board, you have to support a system that is already working. Don't go there and say, "Oh, these people are the ones doing it, or these people are the ones making the decisions, therefore they're the ones ruining things, therefore I'm not going to be a part of it." Therefore, you just separate yourself, you isolate yourself. You cannot create change through isolation. So you need to identify those who are winning. Even if they're not doing everything right, you can absolutely be a part of them, win by association, and at the same time call things out from within to be changed. This is important. Now, if you join the winning team, when there is an opportunity for you to win, you will be tapped because you're just in the proximity of that win. You're in the proximity of that opportunity. So pay attention to this. The seventh thing I will say to you is this, that it is okay for more experienced colleagues to have conversations on your behalf. So for instance, you're trying to go for a promotion, or you're trying to look for an opportunity, or you're trying to get on a big project and all of that. You need to be able to identify a more experienced colleague at work that can help you have some conversations. You would think you could have all those conversations yourself, but trust me, you can't have all the meaningful conversations yourself. And you don't have to be in all the conversations that is about you. So find the people that you trust and let them go and have conversations with you. I have done this many times in my career, where I would say to someone that I trust, could you get into a call with this other person to discuss my performance on this project? The reason is because I want the other person to see, not from me telling them, oh, I am so fantastic, to hear from somebody else they trust about how important I can be to their project. Okay, so I set up those kind of meetings to have more 2-3 experienced people talk on my behalf. I do it a lot. And if you have a coach, especially at work, if you have this mentoring programs or coaching programs at work, it even works better where I have a career coach who goes to have conversations on my behalf, and I trust them to have my back. Sometimes I ask them to run me through some of their talking points, and if there's anything I can add based on the work that I've done so far, because they may not have everything. So it's important for you to let them have conversations on your behalf. Okay? The eighth thing I'm going to say to you is, don't take anything personally. A lot of people sulk, complain, keep malice, throw tantrums, create drama, bring their ego on board. Learn to laugh things off. You would have bosses that will get on your very last nerves. You would have very difficult bosses. You have very nice bosses. But learn to laugh things off. Like, I have different kinds of bosses. I have bosses that are very in the detail. I have bosses that they just want me to do things in some particular way. I have bosses that, if I'm not doing the things they want me to do, they're like, oh, why are you not doing this? And they're like that. They get quite agitated. And I know, and I don't ever take it personally. I'm like, oh, they're talking to me in one kind of way. No, learn to laugh at your own stupidity sometimes. And I do that a lot. And some of my work friends and colleagues, they know me for that. I laugh at I'm like, can you imagine this kind of terrible job that I did? Like, laugh it off. Like, go through your emails from a year ago and go through some of your conversations. You will see how naive you sounded, or how inexperienced you sounded at some new things that you are just taking on. So learn to laugh things off. It is not every conversation how someone looks at you, how someone give an opportunity to somebody else. It's not everything. Like, oh, you're in a job, you expect to be leading that job, for instance, or you expect to be given some leadership roles within that team, but it looks like somebody else has been given the leadership roles. The reason why that is happening is because probably that person is more trusted than you are, maybe because you're new or whatever. That is not enough reason for you to then be angry, sulking, creating drama. Do not take anything personally. At the end of the day, we just want to get the work done, get paid, and go home. So don't take anything personally. Okay? Now, the last thing I'm going to say to you is that self is a limitation. So if you focus on yourself, you will stop thinking about the benefit of that you thinking about others can create for you, really. So if you keep thinking about yourself, me, you will not see opportunities to be of service to many people and to create value for many people. And for you to gain the trust that you need to be socially accepted, and for people to want to work with you, want to share opportunities with you, you need to create solutions that serve many. And people will be like, if this is what you're working on and you need answers, go to Ore. If this is what you're working on and you need answers, go to Paul. So you need to get to that point where thinking about yourself is not the only thing that you do. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. If you like what you've watched so far, please make sure you subscribe to this channel, you like it, you share it, and you leave your comments. I love to read your comments so that others can also see this video. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.